forget to pull up your pants, or how's
Yeah,
this?
I forget
It's more of
sometimes.
like,
Pull up your goddamn pants, you loser!
Hello there, friends. Trace amounts of science. Promise swears it's just a fact. Go ahead, look it up. Today we're using our science for some crime scene investigation. Officer Gubbins and Inspector ReddX back on the case. Today we're looking at an incel creep. I hope that you guys will enjoy it. Thanks so much for being here. Let's go ahead and get on into this thing, huh?
The University Police Department was alerted by a female student that a male student had just exposed his private area to her while studying in a shared study area. The suspect's excuse will not hold up for long when investigators uncover his disturbing history.
What's going on?
So I was in class, or not in class, I was in Williams Hall studying for an exam, and I was sitting like at a table over was this guy. When I sat down, he was like kind of looking at me, but I just was like whatever. And then I was just studying, and he walked away. And then when he walked back, he was walking towards me like he had his dick out.
Okay.
And then he sat down. I was like, dude, really? And I walked away. And I feel like it's a no big deal thing, but it's kind of like shaking me up a bit.
Yeah, I think it is actually a pretty big deal. Like, I understand you wanted to brush it under the rug and shit, but, like, that's not normal behavior. That's traumatic. Nobody wants to see that. I didn't ask to see that. And that's, like, part of it for him, I think. So, yeah, good. I'll be glad to see him get his comeuppance. What a weird guy. You want to know why nobody wants to touch that nasty little thing? Look at you. Look at you. You're a mess. Can't I study at the college library in fucking peace? God! Anyway.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
329, I'm going to be out with a male matching that description. I'm on the second floor with 311.
311. Amber is the color of your energy.
Yeah, if you want to just chat with us quick.
You can step in there real quick. Just so we're not talking about everybody's business out in the open.
Yeah. And by
Just so we
business,
can try
I
and
mean your
figure this out. You
dick.
said there's a chance that you might have come out of the bathroom without pulling your pants completely up, or
Actually, like taking a piss, you know. I have ADHD, so my mind wanders a lot.
Oh, see, I have ADHD too, and I often find myself wandering around with my dick outside of my pants. What are you talking about, dude? This is the worst excuse in the world. If you have ADHD, it's that bad? Maybe get medicated. I don't know. The officers are gonna uncover his history, and then the whole thing's gonna fall apart. That's what I'm looking forward to. But I just want to point out ADHD, autism is a shield. We see it on the channel all the time, and it burns me up every fucking time.
okay.
I know it's happened a lot at home,
Okay.
in which I'll like go to the bathroom and then 20 minutes later I'm like, I don't feel breeze. You know. Actually, I think this was a couple months ago. Not a month, like last month.
Oh my god.
I was driving home.
We're making up a story so hard. Looking up to the
I wanna
sky.
say 4 hours later, I realized I never pulled my pants were up, but not my underwear. I'd been sitting through 2 classes and a 45-minute drive home. Underwear pulled underneath my. So.
Is this the reason why we've had a similar report of this? Do you know when the other report was?
Like last week or something.
Last week there was a.
You know what he needs? He needs a onesie. Then you never forget to zip it up or whatever. I guess you still could leave your underwear pulled down into your gooch or whatever. Like, how would you not notice? Your ADHD's so bad, your mind wanders so much that you're just like, yeah, that's normal. That uncomfortable feeling is normal. I've probably always felt that way. I'm struggling to grasp where he's coming from.
Similar report of something where they said someone matching your description.
What day would this have been?
I could not tell you.
Friday's the only day that I'm here for like hours because I have such a big gap between. So if there was another report that could have possibly been, I mean, I think a solution I could do is just start wearing like
A onesie.
belted pants, like jeans.
Okay.
That way
I think that would
I know to zip up.
that would help you
That would
Jesus.
probably help
remember what's going on.
Me. Yeah, because, you know, if I go in the bathroom, I have to undo my belt. That's a pretty obvious, at least to me.
Okay, so good, sorted, you know? Little whoopsie, whipping the willy out and whatnot, but, he's just gonna wear a belt. It's gonna be okay from now on, officer. They're not buying this, and I love it. I'm just waiting for the whole house of cards to come crashing down. That's my favorite part!
But no, if this is happening, then I truly am sorry to whoever
Yeah,
is exposed
might
to
be.
There's
You're
not some
about to
other reason
cry.
why you might be doing this on, you know, on purpose or anything like that, or I mean, it's the reports we're getting. It seems to be a sort of a deliberate thing where
Scared the
it's not
shit out
like
of me.
it's you're walking around and accidentally happening. It's like
that. No, sir, I'm
the reports
asexual.
the reports we're getting is that you're flashing people. That's what my concern is. Is there something?
Asexual, so
What does that matter?
I don't really have any sexual desires toward anyone really.
Okay.
So I would have no reason to go around flashing people.
Okay.
That's a good get out.
Open these, please.
I guess you're supposed to believe people immediately, but I don't know. You did flash that chick in the library. You think it was a whoopsie because of the sweatpants? I don't believe
I'm
it.
sorry if
I don't
somebody's
believe
seen
it.
that. Like,
Well, it's getting.
If
I
somebody's
understand
seen
that if that's
uh,
the concern that you're
that
apologetic about it, and I appreciate that. But we're trying to figure out, you know, it's a very unusual circumstance that we don't run into all that frequently.
to say the
if
least.
I can say something,
Sure.
this is not the first time that something like this has happened.
Okay.
Oh, really?
Back in high school, about 4 years ago, there was a similar incident.
Okay.
You think the cops already knew about it? Probably they did. Got his name, ran his ID, they're like, oh, okay. And then they sort of just they sit there while he unpacks it himself. They give silent or one word encouragements. Yeah, okay. Go on. And boy, does he. He's just spinning this whole fucking narrative for himself. It's wonderful to watch.
It was slightly different.
Oh, it's different.
At that
No, it wasn't me. It was the one-armed man.
time, we still don't really know what happened.
You and your
it was
penis?
Out-of-body experience, but that's not what's happening this time.
Okay.
This time it's simply a forgetful mind.
Okay.
Forgetful
I do
mind.
understand that is an issue.
Okay. Have you ever been charged with it, with anything for instances in the past, or?
I believe what happened was with that incident, because it was also pretty unusual, more of a like supernatural sort. And I don't know if you'll believe me or not when I say this, but you know, we did a bunch of brain scans and whatnot, and nothing was abnormal. So
Okay.
Yeah, so it's supernatural for
So
sure.
have you been charged with
it was not
public indecency in the
charged.
past?
It was not charged.
Never had to.
Wait, I don't think he's talking about the WB show. I think he's talking about just, paranormal forces, which are out there, but they don't want anything to fucking do with you. Nobody does. That's a lot of the reason that you're this way. And you can blame the world as much as you want, but at the end of the day, it's like the choices you made that brought you here, you know? You can make different choices at any point, but no. He still shows up to college in a sweatpants and sweater, fucking looking like a mess. Get a haircut, please. Present yourself like you give a shit, like you're going somewhere for a formal education. If I ever go back to college for my brainwashing, I'm gonna wear a suit and tie, I'll tell you that much. Anyway.
Did you go to court or anything like that?
No,
You did
we
go to
not
court.
Go to court. We got it all settled.
Oh, settled out of court?
I believe it was something along the lines of like, all charges will be dropped after X amount of years. If it's no.
Are we
This was
within the
when
X
you were a
amount of
juvenile?
years?
Yes.
Okay.
Now I'm an adult, and it's
yeah.
different, which sometimes I forget because
Because of your
the school's
suspended
still
adolescence?
it's-
Yeah.
Yeah, I
All
can
of
get
those
that.
fucking
So,
things. You do
how's
nothing.
school going?
You fucking man-child. You're not even getting A's, are
It's
you?
going alright. Doing really well in Japanese.
In Japanese, of course. God damn it. God damn it. Can you imagine this guy in your Japanese class? Omae wa moshiteru. He learned everything he needs to know from anime. I don't have to study at all. I'm so intelligent. I saved the time studying here to study the blade. I'm sorry. I know it's a lot of stereotyping and whatnot, but tell me I'm wrong. Go ahead, tell me.
I actually applied for a study abroad program.
Oh no, don't
so
do this. Not to Japan, please. They don't want you either.
Certainly, that would be another reason why I would certainly not do something to taint that.
Jeopardize that. You a commuter student?
Yes, sir.
Thought it sounded like. Okay. We're gonna have to sort some things out. I got another officer talking to the young lady who made the report, so if we can hang out here for a few just until we figure out what's going on with that, and then we'll see where we're going with that.
Was he wearing sweatpants or like what?
I'm not sure what pants he was wearing. He didn't like pull them down. It was just like kind of between the sweatshirt and like top of the pants.
Okay. You think he like intentionally did that to like show you that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because the way
he
that
had to
like,
move
he
his
was
fucking
looking
gross
at me
gut
when I
out of the
first
way.
sat down, I thought it was like a little weird. He was just like kind of staring. And then, but yeah, when I said, I was like, dude, really? He was just like, what? And then like I walked away.
So did he like acknowledge like what was happening or?
No, he didn't. He was just like, what? Like, I don't know what you're talking about. But not like it didn't seem genuine, I guess. It was just kind of like, what?
Okay.
So.
Well, they found him out at Williams, so the police are with him now. So.
Okay.
I just came out to talk to you and kind of figure out what was going on with it.
Yeah, I just like I said, it's not something like that. I mean, it tripped me up. I just don't want it to happen to someone else, I guess.
And I guess I'm not familiar exactly with
shit.
the case, but I think something similar had happened with someone else, and he was also involved with it.
Okay.
So this sounds like it might be a repeat thing.
Okay.
He's that type,
like,
isn't he?
Of course, he never admitted to anything, but it definitely felt intentional.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Did
know.
you tell anyone about it?
We all
I
know.
called my mom.
Called your mom about it?
Yeah.
Okay. What do you want done with it? Do you want to press charges?
Yes.
Public indecency is probably
Do
what
it.
would end up being.
I'm not sure. You said there was something in the past.
I'm not entirely sure.
She's like, I'm definitely gonna do this. I just have to put up like some amount of resistance.
Definitely going to agree to this. I just need to put up an acceptable level of objection so I can be all reproachful if it proves to be a disaster, which it almost certainly will.
I think my boss might be calling me right now, actually. So he wasn't super sure of the circumstances of the last one either, but I guess it was last week.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but our detective sent a picture to him, just if, like, you know, in case we did find him, see if it's the same guy, and it is.
Oh, okay.
So,
So press the charges.
it's up to you, really. I'm not going to force you one way or the other, just whatever you'd rather do with it, but we're here with him. He'd get charged with public indecency, he'd be arrested for it, and...
Okay. Was he not caught for the one before then?
So I think and I don't know the exact circumstances of it, but it just sounds to me like they probably took a report similar to this of like, hey, this just happened, or maybe she called like an hour or something later. I don't know, but I guess they didn't find him that time. But they had pictures of him probably from security cameras.
Yeah.
So.
I like that she takes her time
like
to
a
answer.
slap on the wrist charge, or like I do feel bad, like.
So
I
you can't
do
change
feel
the
bad.
charge is what it is. It's public
Don't.
indecency.
He has subsisted on pity for his entire life. People need to stop feeling bad for him. He needs to stop being a little fucking baby boy, stand up on his own 2 feet. You want people to look at your pee-pee, then earn it, I guess. Find somebody who's a willing participant, probably. You know, like, it's a really weird way to go through life. I guess he's young, you know, college age is still pretty young. He's getting it figured out. I don't want to write him off completely, but I'll say that this is a bad choice road that you're going down right now.
Decency. I don't know the level of offense off the top of my head. I would assume probably like first degree misdemeanor or something like that. And I'll look it up for you.
Okay.
Let's see what
Sorry.
That
it's
is.
Like
It's a lot to process at once. You don't expect stuff like that to happen.
Yeah.
So it says, no person shall recklessly do any of the following under circumstances in which the person's conduct is likely to be viewed by and affront others who are in the person's physical proximity and who are not members of the person's household. Expose the person's private parts is section A1. So likely for you to view that he's standing in public with it hanging out.
Right, yeah.
It's a misdemeanor of the 4th degree. So that is actually a relatively low charge.
Oh, but he's going to
for
stack
reference,
them up. Let me tell you. How's this even a
traffic
question?
tickets are minor
Come
misdemeanors,
on.
and just a step above that are M4s. So it's like it's not like
So
he's
he's
going.
not like a sex offender.
He might.
He
I don't know
might.
exactly what the report would have him do with stuff, but it's
Second
not like he's
offense,
going
come
to
on.
like big boy prison for it. You know.
Yeah. I think just because he has done it before, I should maybe like
You want
file a report or charge it.
You want to go forward with charges? Okay. So we can do that for you.
I do have an exam in an hour in that building. I don't know if like they're still over there or.
Oh, he's going to be taken out.
Okay.
Yeah, we'd be placed under arrest and we would
Okay.
transport him out. What time is your exam done today?
It's done at about 3.
Okay. So I leave today at 3.
Okay.
I would just have to give you some paperwork for this, like basically a victim's rights form, and I'll explain all that to you later, but I'm not going to rush that with you and do it before you focus on your exam and stuff. We can handle it later. You can. Do you live on campus?
I do.
Okay. I'm in tomorrow. You can always come in tomorrow and get it, or...
Where would I come into the police station?
Yeah, so it's...
Okay.
But you said you're...
So really it was all in her hands, if he gets charged or not. And I'm glad that she did it. Because this is some bullshit right here. Isn't it? Come on. Is anybody believing old boy? Nah, not for a second. What the fuck? Terrible liar. Terrible person. Let's watch him squirm some more.
You forget to pull up your pants, or how's this?
I forget
It's more of
sometimes.
like
Pull up your goddamn pants, you loser!
I don't really notice
Okay.
because I wear like I don't really feel any breeze when I have my jacket and stuff on.
Okay.
So it feels like I'm covered, and then I go.
When did you last use the restroom?
Oh God, what time is it right now?
It is 12:15.
Maybe 11. No, not 11. Like 11:30.
Okay. So
Around
you
that
11:15, went in there, had a shit.
So it would have
Took
been
me till about
possible for you to be
11:45.
sitting
I'm actually still in there right
somewhere
now.
studying for over a half an hour with your
Oh no.
pants down.
No. I will get up and walk around occasionally.
Okay, and
With your dick
a
out.
half an hour would not be unusual for you to be wandering around with your pants down and not notice it.
Not fully down is kind
Okay.
of the issue. Like I don't pull my pants down like here when I use the restroom. It's like, like where
You
the feet
flop it
is,
out the top.
Like, but only the penis,
Okay.
not.
Oh, you leave the
anything
boys
else.
behind? You
So,
gotta
I
put the
feel
boys
like
out
it's
there
covered
too.
and I'll
Come
sit
on now.
down. 28 to 29. If I feel
Maybe his
off
pee-pee's
for
too
me,
small.
that's
Maybe he's scared he's gonna pee on his
an
balls.
indication that
Okay.
So
So that a half an hour would not be out of the norm for you to be exposed that long.
I
and
love
not
body
realize
cam
it
videos.
when you're walking around with your
If
sweatpants basically choking your penis while you're walking around. You see how it's not making a lot of sense?
Yeah, he was touching it. She said he was touching it, right?
There's two ways that we can look at this, okay? The university is going to look at this one of two ways. Either you're going to lie about why this is occurring, and you're not going to be forthcoming and apologetic and
That's
take
what he's gonna do,
responsibility for
yes.
it. Don't interrupt
Exactly.
me. And take responsibility for your actions, or you are going to be honest with what's going on, take responsibility for your actions, and be willing to potentially maybe go to some counseling on why this is occurring or something to that effect. Because it doesn't sound like it's an accidental thing.
I am more than happy to take responsibility and go to any sort of counseling that needs, but I do promise that it was an accident. I know it doesn't sound like it can, but
I just don't believe him
I
at
don't
all.
exactly have like the biggest dick.
That's your whole defense. It's not that big. Why would I want to show it to people? Because you're sick in the head. There's obviously something weird going on. He's not being forceful enough with like rejecting the accusation. You know what I mean? He's just like, oh, I promise I didn't. I'll totally do whatever, but I promise I didn't do it. Or really, you should be like, what the fuck? How could you accuse me of that? You know, a little bit of a righteous indignation. But he's not enough of a big boy to ever do that. Probably if he even was like accused wrongly, he still wouldn't do that. He'd lay down. He's a doormat of a human being. You can see it. It's really unfortunate. Like, I want better for you, buddy, but yeah, you gotta take the steps to make that happen. All the fucking counseling in the world isn't gonna help you if you still continue to choose the poor choice, the bad choice road.
If I can say,
Okay.
like, use that word. Like, it doesn't really feel
Why
like I'm being
would
Itty
multiple...
bitty teeny weeny
There's been 2 reports now, one a week ago and one today, that young ladies have been walking around or sitting. I haven't talked to her, so I don't know if she was sitting in a lounge or what it is.
Oh,
lounge. You were on the 2nd floor balcony and exposed yourself to her while she was, it sounded like, on the 1st floor. I'm not certain of that. She might have been on the 2nd floor, but she then got up, left, and called us.
I have been on the 1st floor today, but not for very long.
No, it sounded like
Everybody's been on the fucking
balcony
1st
area.
floor.
Oh,
She said you were on the 2nd floor.
Look at his hands fidgeting. I don't believe you for a second.
I don't.
Look into my eyes when you lie to me, fucker.
I'm trying to remember if I. No, I wasn't.
Look
I
at
did
me!
go down the stairs a couple times, like up and down a little bit.
Okay.
So it's possible that my sweatshirt lifted a little bit.
Okay.
I understand.
Gosh, that
it
tends
really
to keep happening, doesn't
make
it?
sense. And maybe
It's just a wardrobe malfunction.
like,
A ghost made me do it.
at least in my belief, it is accidental. It could be something buried deep down.
Oh, yeah.
I don't, like I said, I don't really feel much sexual attraction towards
Okay.
people.
And it doesn't necessarily mean it has to be sexual attraction, but if somebody gets excitement from the taboo of it or something like that, is that something that is going on with you?
Officer
or what's
Campbell knows what's
No,
going on.
No, sir, I don't really indulge in the taboo because I don't like drugs. I feel like they're just a point of time, and I know they're pretty taboo.
Yeah, we're not really talking about drugs.
I
but,
know. So I'm saying
He's
like,
really
when
trying to
comes
go off in the
taboo,
woods with
it's
it.
Like I try and stay away
Mm-hmm.
because it's taboo. I try and be a law-abiding citizen.
Yeah, except for the
And,
flopping
you know,
it out
if this
like
is
chicks in
something
the
that's
library.
happening way back here, I'm more than happy to go to counseling to figure out what it is.
Okay.
I just don't want to I don't want this to jeopardize me being here at Kent to learn, or jeopardize any sort of study abroad.
Oh, that's
or
all out the
anything
window.
Like that.
Okay.
You go to
Well,
jail.
and like I said, we're just trying to determine. Like I said, there's the people who are willing to step up and take responsibility for their actions, and then there's the people that are going to make excuses and reasons why they shouldn't be held accountable for certain things, or why it was an accident or something like that. So that's what we're trying to determine is going on at this point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you have it's 100% accident. There's no possible you weren't doing this on purpose. We're not going to have any video of you actually pulling because there's video all over the building here. We're not going to have any spot of video where you are on the 2nd floor or out in public pulling your pants down to expose yourself to someone.
I'm not pulling my pants down. No.
Or pulling up a sweatshirt to expose yourself to someone.
No, he had to stop
I'm
and think
I'm
about
trying
that
to-
one. He's like, no, hold on, let me think about that one for a minute. Might have actually, I don't know, maybe. What an idiot.
I'm trying to give you the option to
No
I'm
accountability.
more than happy to accept any responsibility if those things occurred.
If they occurred.
I
Let's pray the narcissist prayer.
That didn't happen. And if it did, it wasn't that bad. And if it was, well, it's not that big a deal. And if it is, well, it's not my fault. And if it was, I didn't mean it. And if I did, you deserved it.
don't mad. I don't remember pulling like my sweatshirt. Like if I'm doing like this, there's a chance that it.
Is there a hole cut in that pocket? You should
that,
check.
Like, when I'm walking. But if it did happen, yes.
Yeah, if it happened.
Will take the responsibility.
I get that you're saying you'll take responsibility.
I just don't want this to result in like jail or anything like that. Is there a chance that something like that would happen?
You're not going to
get
jail
his
today.
booty
No.
smashed.
That's not even on the table.
He breathed a big sigh of relief.
That's not even what I'm concerned
Jail
with
might
at this
change
point,
him up,
okay? Like I said, we're just trying to figure out what's going on. We need to make sure that you're being honest with us. If this is something that, even if it's not a taboo thing, or for whatever reason, there's some reason that people do this. It's not accidental. I mean,
can we
you gotta
agree on that?
be at least a little bit honest.
There
with
you go. I like how the cop presses him.
Being as honest as I can, like when I do use the restroom.
Oh my god! You're full.
Typically
You're so full of shit.
to
I hate it.
Pull up all the way, at least.
Maybe you should get
so
a
that's
diaper.
the story we're sticking with.
It's not the full story.
What is the full story?
So that's the first part of the story. Right?
Oh, good.
And then there's a chance that, like, deep in the brain, right? Maybe inner desires or something that I'm not fully aware of myself.
Like sexual desires that you might not realize you have lingering in the background?
Potentially, yes.
Okay.
That unconsciously I do something like that. And if that is the case, I would like to also get to the bottom of it.
Okay.
Bruh. That's
so
as
what's
close
going
as the
through your
cop's
head at
gonna
the
get, I
times when
think.
this is occurring?
Usually,
what are you thinking of?
1,000 different things. That's just how my ADHD works. Is I'll be walking, and then even just sitting, anything, and I have 1,000 different thoughts going through my brain. Just like, I'm trying to give you an example, but there's too many to come up with.
I couldn't even grab just one because my mind is actually a complete blank. I'm a gooning weirdo in secret, and you've discovered me for what I am. But far be it from me to ever admit to the truth, to face the light of the reality that I've created for myself. So I'll just keep deflecting and say, if it happened, if it did, then I'll totally take responsibility for it. But I don't even remember it happening. Like, bro, you're fucking out of your mind. I'm not liking this none too much at all. I don't even know how much progress you could make with somebody like this. Just so obstinate. Incorrigible.
So, do you know which girl I'm referring to, or which girl it was that called us?
No idea.
Okay.
I don't typically remember the faces of people who I passed by.
Okay.
Passed by.
This would have been
With
somebody
my
where
pants
you would
down.
have pulled your sweatshirt up and exposed yourself to them.
Like, I'm trying to think of if it was when I was on is like this balcony or the balcony over there.
I don't know. You don't. You
Yeah,
tell
because
me.
I do
Was
it on
there
so
other
many
people that
balconies.
You exposed yourself multiple people,
I'm trying to think if that's the case. Like, those ones would have been by accident. Like, if I'm going
Yeah, it's
down
all
the
by
stairs
accident.
that we walked up here, then there's a chance that when I'm walking down to go back to my bag. But
Yeah, I thought I was unzipping my bag. I was actually unzipping my fly.
I don't exactly know which
What an
balcony
idiot.
it would have been, because I haven't really been over by, like, I've been over by the balcony to the first floor a couple times.
With your dong out?
Okay. Where were you before that?
I was right where you guys found me earlier, or walking around the top, the second floor to try and
This
calm my brain.
second floor, or
Like,
Try and what? Find somebody else
like
to show your dong
around
to?
Williams to ISB, the loop?
the loop on this floor.
Okay.
Yeah. That's where I got to the bathroom.
This is where I patrol.
Turned
This is
in,
where I
was
stalk
turning
my
lab
victims.
report, bathroom, just kind of doing a couple loops around.
Okay.
Sometimes I pace back and forth. If this is something that, because I don't really know what's going on, I'm honestly.
Oh, come on.
I mean, yes, I'm scared because I have a bunch
Well,
of
yeah.
officers, but I'm also
I get
scared
that,
because
but-
of what happened.
Mm-hmm.
What happened? The thing that happened that I had no part in.
So you're not
What a
conscious.
maroon.
I'm not
Consciously, you don't have
consciously,
any reason why you would be doing this, but subconsciously there might be something that
that's
you're not
what's-
aware
that's
of.
part
Is what
what
you're saying.
scares me.
Okay.
Because if there is something subconsciously, I do need the counseling to figure out what it is and figure out how to stop it.
Okay.
It's a demon! It's a demon in my brain!
Like I said, a solution would be like wearing jeans or something with a belt so that I don't ever.
Oh yeah, I
Is there a
need
reason why you
counseling to
haven't
tell
done
me to
that
wear
already?
a fucking
Since it's
belt.
been an issue in the past.
There you go.
Because normally I just didn't think that anybody noticed when I sorry.
You're right.
When I'm walking, I didn't think anybody really noticed because most of the time it's like
what? Give me
not
words.
really
Not really what? Jesus Christ.
an issue.
Oh.
I don't go to the bathroom too often. At school. I mean, I go maybe 2 or.
How many times you got out of the bathroom in your life? Yeah, 2 or 3 times a week. 2 or 3 times a week I walk around with my dick out in school and just, I don't think that anybody noticed because the police didn't talk to me before. It's such a weird play to make. Come on, dude.
3 times a week.
So how long ago did this previous stuff happen in school?
Which previous?
You said you had some previous stuff when you were a juvenile?
Yeah, that was my junior year of high school.
Okay.
That was
Ooh, spill the tea.
Where'd you go to high school?
Solon. But that was also a slightly different scenario. That was an out-of-body experience that I experienced, in which I did not have control
He's
over
so
my body.
stupid.
But they charged you for it. Correct?
I don't know if it was a full charge.
Well, you said that after so long, the charges,
if
they
nothing
would dismiss
happened,
them?
then they would be dismissed, and
Well, that would
is
mean the
true.
charges were
Okay, then-
filed at some point.
Then yes.
Okay. You're not 100% certain, though?
No, I don't understand the full legality.
Is that through Solon City? Or?
Much,
yes,
do you?
Okay.
It should have been through Solon City. What happened there was an out-of-body experience in which I witnessed myself from like a third-person point of view, walking over to my teacher and exposing myself, which is different from this because this is like I'm controlling where my body is going. At least I'm like my legs and my eyes I'm controlling. I believe I had control over my arms.
Okay.
Yeah, but my peepee, he's a renegade.
It was. You didn't mean to do this.
You gotta turn on your badge and gun, Willie. You're a loose cannon, is what you are. You can't trust him, not for a second. I thought you would have learned that by now.
No.
Okay. But you said it has happened in the past with the restroom and the pants and everything.
That
a lot.
is a more occurring issue that I have, and the reason why I didn't start wearing the belted pants is because I didn't think anybody noticed. I didn't think it was an issue as long as I fixed it before it was noticed.
Okay. You can see how that could be an issue, especially for the young ladies who saw you exposed to them.
And I feel absolutely fucking disgusted with myself.
You should. Let me say that about you. You fucking should. Like, is there anything redeemable about you? Do you have any fire in your belly? A single aspiration in life? Aside from going to the library and hopefully some chick will look at your junk when you force her to. I'd love for him to go to jail. I'd love for him to get the living shit beat out of him because, yeah, kids get protected in jail, that's true. We go after chomos first, but people who maltreat women are also prey. And he knows that. That's why he's scared. I just wish he could experience it. Like, give him 30 days, you know? He's probably not going to die in there. That's not true. He could die on night 1. But really, what was lost at the end of it all? Maybe that's dark. I don't care. Continuing.
I feel absolutely fucking disgusted.
Disgusted.
Well, I mean, people... this is not the first time that this has happened on campus. It's not going to be the last time that this has happened on campus. Different people do things for different reasons, and people are... When people are willing to step up and take responsibility for their actions...
that's good.
The university understands, and they... even the criminal justice system works with people who, when they're willing to step up and take responsibility for their actions. But there are instances where people aren't willing to do that, and
that's bad.
It's a different story.
Whatever needs to go through to get this resolved, because while I understand, in my point of view, it was an accident, and I don't fully know if I had all that control over myself, but
what the fuck
at the
are
same
you talking
time,
about?
If I did have that control over myself and it's
what?
something happening in the back, I need to get that help.
Just anything to not take responsibility. There was no father figure in your household, was there? Mommy let you get away with fucking everything. You'd tell her some outlandish bullshit and she didn't want to argue about it, so she'd go, okay, well guess what? Now you're a big boy in the real world and you gotta fucking pull it together. Not just your pants and your shirt, but like your entire life. How are you this much of a mess? How are you this determined to fail? Maybe these are all things that you can think about in your 30 days in jail. It's not gonna happen. At least not yet. Once he gets that third strike, though, woo boy, watch out! I don't know if this is the second one, if the other one was expunged already. He said X amount of years, so I assume he's within that range. Whatever. Maybe we'll find out.
I need to go through everything.
You go through everything.
Part of the process of getting help for something is admitting when there's an issue.
And that's why I need to get somebody in my head. I don't
Jiminy Cricket.
Let's be
he's not
be
gonna
upfront
do it,
with
dude.
each other. These things don't happen by accident. This is not an accidental type of an incident. This is two reports now of somebody you described as you, and we know it's you at this point. There's video of the other one. I haven't seen it, but my detective lieutenant told me on the way over here that there was video. This
Pretty
isn't
speechless,
an
aren't you?
This is somebody's doing this deliberately. Whatever the reason might be, if you just get your kicks, get excited, it's just something to do because you're bored and whatever the reason is, it's not an accidental type of thing.
He's never going to
be
admit
upfront
to
about it.
It's driving me crazy.
And we can work through this process.
I admire
There's
the cop's
some paperwork
patience,
to do.
though.
You're going to have to jump
He's
through
so
some hoops.
fucking patient.
But
with
if
me.
you're honest about it, that's going to make a world of difference in how this gets handled.
At this point, I feel like, even though in my mind I believe it to be an accident, I will take the responsibility and admit that it was me, even if I don't fully believe.
Even if I don't, let me get that
part
caveat
of the problem
in
also
there.
here is, I don't have to prove. As far as the law is concerned, if you are wandering around and your pants fall down because your belt is not tight enough and your penis gets exposed to someone who is not a family member in a public place, if you're being reckless in that regard, that's all that
Yes.
the law concerns itself with.
In that case, yes.
So
I will admit my fault. There.
Okay. Like I said, you're not going
Say
to
you
jail,
did it on
but we are
purpose.
going to have to do some paperwork.
Say
You're
it
going to
into
get
the
arrested.
camera.
We're going to take you up to the police station, fill out some paperwork. You'll be on your way at the end of the day.
What time?
Look, we're going to do that right now. Okay.
Because I have a quiz today.
What time?
3.
I can't guarantee it, but you should be able to make it to your quiz, no problem.
Would this be?
Okay, let's start now then. Take me to the
going
station
on
right now.
My permanent record.
Yes.
Permanent record.
And
if you go to court and get found guilty, yes.
That's what really reminds me of like what a child brain he is. Is it gonna go on my permanent record? It's not really a fucking thing, is it?
This will be on your record forever.
I guess that would be my second question. Am I going to court?
Yes.
Hell yeah.
You will have to get. That's the paperwork that we'll have to get squared away up at the station. I don't know if that will be today or that potentially we could be releasing you on a PR bond and scheduling a court date for next week. But it will be either later today. I doubt if the judge will be in by the time we get done with their paperwork, so it will probably be back next week to go to court. But that'll be right down here in downtown Kent. Any questions yet? We can go over some of that stuff as we do the paperwork.
Is there any way I could get out of this? I don't want to take responsibility, really.
I mean, as long as I'm complying, do I have to go in cuffs or?
You do have to go. It is our policy. We have to take you in handcuffs, but we will do it as discreetly as possible. We're not going to go parading you all over the place. Okay? Does that sound fair?
Yes.
Okay.
Do you want to pull your pants down
Turn
before
around,
we start
put your hands
walking?
behind your back. See your hands here?
It's kind of funny. Put it tighter. Break his
thumb
wrists. He'll be like, oh no, now I can't see my girlfriend. Because his girlfriend's his hands.
I like
Get
the way
it?
those lock now. Anything in your pockets down here?
Yes, sir. I got my keys, my wallet, and my phone.
Okay, nothing that's going to
Look at the phone wallpaper.
pinch anybody or
He's
cause
my
any
phone.
damage.
Is it
Yeah,
adult
no
anime?
knives or anything like that, right?
I bet it is.
We'll go down this elevator and we'll try to keep it as discreet as possible. We're not trying to embarrass you. I know this sucks.
Embarrass him. He deserves to be embarrassed. Are we presuming that this is actually an accident?
Them and it's really just
I guess they're just trying not to make him freak out or whatever.
Like, you can't catch yourself, and that's not cool. So, go right through here and go to the right.
You said I wasn't going to jail, right?
Yeah, so what we'll do some paperwork, and typically what we do is release you on what's called a personal recognizance bond, or a bond with money. Those are the two different options.
You said that I would.
He ain't got no money.
Back in time for my quiz. About 3.
Yeah, we'll do the paperwork as fast as we can and try to get that stuff taken care of, okay? You can see me. I'll have you turn this way. Slide your butt in first.
Get on in there, freak.
I'm gonna seatbelt you.
What's the sleeve say? Clifford?
What's that?
Clifford the Big Red Dog?
No,
I just said clip for a second.
It doesn't necessarily require that. That'll all depend on, like, what happens at court and stuff like that, and I can't really, like, I don't know what will happen with that kind of stuff, like, with the court process. So, it's a matter of, they'll make those determinations later.
Yeah, I hope that judge says take him out back and shoot him.
We go, like, we don't do anything on our end. We just file the charge in the court. The court does whatever they have to do.
Like, shoot him. Thank you to the Bodycam Zone. They've got their plug on the screen the whole video, but I really did enjoy this one. Just watching him squirm, you know? A wormy little boy doing anything to fucking not take responsibility for his actions. The poor choices that he's made. Does anybody feel bad for him? Because I really, really don't. Like, really and truly. Hilarious. You didn't have all that much to say during this one, Gubbins. Did you like it? How'd you feel about it?
This guy blamed ADHD, sweatpants, brain scans, astrology chart, anything but own pee-pee crimes. Stay out of Japan, stay off Reddit, and stay out of pants. Next time, Gubbins, bring the cuffs.
Stay out of pants. That's true. If you can't do it, we'll chop your hands off. Chop something else off. Chemical castration. That's what comes next. Third strike and you're out of the gene pool. And everybody wipes their brow with the relief. Overall, really, really fun one. Thanks to Farnham Venom Jerry for the suggestion. I hope you guys will sign up on the Patreon, YouTube memberships if you would like. We got a fourth wall if you want some merch. I'd really appreciate that. And of course, let me remind you before you go, friends, that you are loved, you are worthy, you definitely, definitely deserve it, and I shall see you in the next one. So until then, bye-bye.